Let us chant the invocation together. Varnanam Artha Sanghanam.
संघानां रसानां छन्दसामपि मङ्गलानां च कर्तारौ वन्दे वाणी विनायकौ भवानी शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तस्थमीश्वरम् वन्दे बोधमयं नित्यं गुरुं शङ्कररूपिणम् यमाश्रितो हि वक्रोऽपि चन्द्रः सर्वत्र वन्द्यते यन्मायावशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जो यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्बोधे स्थितिर्षावताम् वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरम् रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्। श्रीराम जय जय राम ॐ श्रीराम जय राम जय राम ॐ श्रीराम जय राम जय राम ॐ श्रीराम जय राम राम ॐ श्रीराम जय राम राम ॐ
श्रीराम जय राम
श्रीराम जय राम राम ॐ
श्रीराम जय राम राम
श्रीराम जय राम राम ॐ 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 जय राम जय राम
रामस्तुति।
श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भयदारुणम् नवकञ्जलोचन कञ्ज मुखकर कञ्ज पद कञ्जारुणम् श्रीराम कंदर्प सगणित अमित छवि नील नीरद सुंदरम पटपीत मानहु चरित रुचि शुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम श्रीराम भजो दीन बन्धु दीनेश दानव दैत्यवंशनि चन्दनं रघुनन्द आनन्द चन्द कौशल चन्द दशरथ नन्दनं श्रीराम श्रीराम शिरमुकुट कुण्डल तिलक चारु उदारु अङ्गविभूषणम् आजानुभुज शर चापधर सङ्ग्रामजित करदूषणम् श्रीराम श्रीराम इति वदति तुलसीदास शङ्कर शेषमुनिमनरञ्जनम् मम हृदय कञ्च निवास कुरु कामादिखलजलगञ्जनम् श्रीरामचन्द्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भयदारुणम् श्रीराम 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 श्रीराम।
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Yesterday we were seeing the story of Bharat ji. He comes back from his uncle's home when he gets the news from Vasishtha Maharshi. And the thing which had happened before that was Manthara had come and she had poisoned Kaikeyi's mind, because of which she asked for those two boons. The first boon where Bharatji will become the king, and second boon where Bhagwan Rama will be banished to the forest for 14 years. We had seen the importance of satsang. What kind of thoughts we entertain slowly starts shaping our actions, and that eventually becomes our future, our destiny. So one has to be very careful. What is our sangati? Sangati means company. Then we had seen Bharatji is angry at Kaikeyi, and he goes on saying so many things to her, and finally he goes to Kausalyaji. And to Kausalyaji, Bharatji says, whatever papa karma might be there, may I get the result of all those papa if I am also involved in this. Now whenever we hear this, punya and papa, many times we feel these are all ancient concepts, archaic concepts. We don't know whether it's relevant today or not. There is one equation we have to remember. Good karma brings punya. Punya brings sukham. Sukham means joy. Erroneous karma brings papa, and papa brings dukkham, sorrow. What does this mean? In spite of having many material things, if a person has not gained punya, then amidst those material things also, he'll be unhappy. But if a person has good punya, whether or not he has material things, he will still be happy. That is the power of punya. In Sanatana Dharma we say we have 4 Purusharthas. What are they? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Although this is the order, we don't start with Dharma. What do we start with? Generally we start with Kama. See, nobody has to tell us have desires. Desires are already there. To fulfill our desires, we need Artha. So they say our desire, Kamana, should be governed by Artha. If our desire is somewhere and the resources are somewhere else, then we will be constantly stretched and strained. So Kama has to be proportionate to Artha. Artha and Kama have to be governed by Dharma. When a person is earning Artha to fulfill Kama, when he is earning money to fulfill his desires, it has to be done under the guidance of Dharma. When it is earned in this way, that Artha and Kamana doesn't bind him. Why? Because in and through that Dharma, he has gained Punya. He is not only focusing on his own needs, he also looks beyond his immediate needs. That brings Punya, and he'll be happy amidst all the things that he has. One thing to note is, Punya and Papa is a conscious choice. It doesn't happen accidentally. For example, if I am walking on the street and $100 bill falls from my pocket and it is picked up by a person who is in need. Although the person who is in need got my $100, I don't get punya for it. Why is that? Because there was no intention behind my action. If I had willingly given him 100 rupees or $100, that would bring me punya. Another example, if you are sleeping and your hand falls on the bed and let's say a mosquito gets squished, that person doesn't get papa because of his action. Because there is no intention behind doing that particular action. So consciously when a person gains punya, very quickly he starts realizing, my life is changing. The situation around us is called paristhiti. Paritaha sthitihi. Paritaha means around. Sthiti means situation. The question to ask is, what governs the situation around us? One answer could be, it is random. Situation just keep coming randomly. But a mature person, when he studies scriptures, analyzes life, he understands situations are ordered by karma. Paristhiti around me is created by karma. So if I want favorable paristhiti, where should I be focusing on? On the paristhiti or on karma? Should I be focusing on the effect or on the cause? On the cause. If my karma is bringing paristhiti, if I can take care of my karma, I don't have to worry about paristhiti. Especially paristhiti of future. You have no visibility. And that brings some anxiety. So Karma Siddhanta says, if we can take care of our punya karma, that is a currency to be happy. Bhagavan Vedvyashti says, in the 18 Puranas that I have written, I have said only two things. Ashtadasha Puraneshu Vyasasya Vachanadvayam. What is it? He says, one thing I have said is Paropakara Punyaya. If we can think about others' well-being, giving joy to others, there is no greater punya than that. And others, opposite of it, Papaya Parapidanam. If knowingly we cause pain to others, there is no greater sorrow than that, no greater papa than that. This is what Bharatji hints at when he talks about punya and papa. So more we appreciate this, we'll understand what is Sanatana Dharma. Why do they discuss so much about punya and papa? Because it is directly connected with happiness in life. General equation, we think material objects will bring happiness. But there is one converter in between. Material objects along with punya will bring happiness. Then we saw Kausalyaji's words to Bharatji, very consoling words she said. Then finally Vasishtha Maharshi called for a sabha. After all the rites and rituals were done of Dashrath Maharaj, Vasishtha Maharshi called for an official gathering where he will give an account of what all things happened. One thing Vasishtha Maharshi says, whenever somebody who is very dear to us passes away, there is a difference between feeling sorrowful and grieving. Feeling dukkham is one thing and feeling shoka is another thing. Shoka means what? We start lamenting. And dukkha is we are unhappy that we won't have their company. Vasishtha Maharshi tells Bharatji, if somebody has lived their life well, then you need not lament for that person. Because they have gone to a better destination than where we are right now. Think of it as this way. When a person, let's say you have a co-worker, you have worked with that person for 25 years. Now that person gets transferred to some other location. But he is not getting transferred alone, he is getting transferred with promotion. Better position, better pay, but just different location. What will be our feeling? We'll be unhappy that he is going away. But we know it is good for him. It's a better position, more opportunities than where he is right now. So when a pious person passes away, it is just like this, transfer with promotion. Different loka, which is much better than this loka. So Vasishtha Maharshi says, we feel unhappy, we feel dukkham, but there is no need to do shoka. Dashrath Maharaj is not worthy of grief. Now the beauty of Goswami Tulsidas Ji is, in and through the story of Ramcharitmanas, he will also give many life lessons. So he is telling Bharatji, Dashrath Maharaj is not worthy of grief. If at all you want to grieve about somebody, I will give you a list. These people are worthy of grief. Shall we see who are they? This is 172 Doha. 172. So if I say 172.1, you should not look at the chaupai after that. You have to look at the first chaupai before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then will be 172. Are you all fine? This is the traditional Ramcharitmanas tune. Asa bichari kahi dehiya tosu. No, Suresh, you have to scroll on top. See 172 on the top. Yes, Asa bichari. Now zoom in, please, on that one, so they can see the font. Little more. Little more. Okay, can you all see? Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 अस बिचारी के ही देहिय दोसो। व्यर्थ काही पर कीजियोसो। तास विचारो के ही करहु मन माही। सोच जोग दशरथ नृपनाही। सोचिय विप्र जो वेद विहीना। तजि निज धर्म विषय लयहीना। सोचिय द्रुपति जो नीति न जाना। जिहिन प्रजा प्रिय प्राण समाना। सोचिय भय सुख फल धन भानु। जो न अतिथि शिव भगति सुजानु। सोचिय शूद्र विप्रमानी। मुकुर मान प्रिय ज्ञान गुमानी। सोचिय पुनिपति वंचक नारी। कुटिल प्रिय इच्छाचारी। सोचिय भटु निज व्रतु परिहरहि। जो नहीं गुर आयसु अनुसरहि। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। सोचिय गृही जो मोह बस करहि करम पथ त्याग। सोचिय जति प्रपंचरत विगत विवेक विराग सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। One point our Vasishtha Maharshi told Bharatji before telling this, what we had briefly touched upon yesterday, that several things which happen in our life, they are not independent of the past. Whatever karmas have been done, they influence our present, particularly these 6 things: Hani, Labha, Jivana, Maranu, Jasa, Apajasa. Loss and profit, life and death, good name and ill fame. Now one thing to notice, when we take human body, at a broad level, whatever experiences have to come in our life is decided. Many of you are students of Vedanta. What is this karma called as? Prarabdha karma. Sanchita karma is total chunk of karmas that we have from several lives. Total cloud, if you want to say. One small chunk is taken out for this life. Based on that, we are given physical body. Based on that, broad experiences are laid out. And the way to predict our prarabdha karma at a very high level, that is called as Jyotisha Shastra, astrology. Remember, Jyotisha Shastra is not superstition. Jyotisha Shastra is one of the Vedanga, auxiliary Vedas. What does it say? That more than or in addition to my immediate things which are visible to me, there is some unseen force also which keeps interfering things in my life. Keeps interfering into the things in my life. That is called as destiny or prarabdha. Now, good news is, the one who is controller of prarabdha, if he is favorable to us, no prarabdha can do anything. Even if it does, we will not feel the heat of it. Who is the one who is in the controlling seat of prarabdha? Bhagavan. This is where Goswami Ji has written one beautiful composition. We just heard it right now. Can you sing the 2 lines? First 2 lines you sing. Janaki Natha Sahaya Kare Naratero. But look at the lyrics of the first 2 lines.
जानकी नाथ सहाय करे जब, कौन बिगाड़ करे नर तेरो। जानकी नाथ सहाय करे जब, कौन बिगाड़ करे नर तेरो। जानकी नाथ सहाय।
Next one. Suraj.
सूरज मंगल सोम भृगु सुत। सूरज मंगल सोम भृगु सुत। बुद्ध और गुरु वरदायक तेरो। बुद्ध और गुरु सम्यक् तेरो राहु केतु के नाहि गम्यता राहु केतु के नाहि गम्यता संग शनीचर होत उछेरो संग शनीचर होत उछेरो जानकी नाथ सहाय
Janaki Nath Sahaya Kare. If Bhagwan Rama is there to help, who can do anything otherwise? Kauna bigada kare nara tero. People say there is Rahu, there is Ketu, there is different dashas which are there. Rahu Ketu ke nahi gamyata. If Bhagwan is pleased with us, Rahu and Ketu don't have any access. What about Shani? Sanga Shanichara hota uchero. Means no matter what destiny is there, what prarabdha is there, if we can please the Lord and win His grace, that is powerful, much more powerful than anything else. So rather than going too much into destiny and self-effort, Goswami Tulsidas Ji says, hold on to the one who is controlling both of these. One who gives inspiration for self-effort and one who can help us go through prarabdha in a very graceful way. Having said this, he says there are few people who are worthy of grief. Not Dasharatha Maharaj. Who are they? Sochiya Biprajo Veda Bihina. If there is a Brahmana who has no clue of Vedas, that Brahmana is worthy of grief. Sometimes people say, oh, how many Vedas are there? 4 Vedas. I know all 4 Vedas. What are they? Rug Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, and they forget Atharva Veda. So they say other Veda. Names you are familiar, but Brahmana is somebody who should know at least his own Shakha. Shakha means there are branches of Vedas. When they do Abhivadaye, they will give the Shakha name also. If you notice the mantra that they are chanting, what they are saying is, I belong to this branch of Vedas, this is my Shakha. At least that study I will do. One Upanishad from that Shakha I will understand and study. So if a Brahmana is without this knowledge of Vedas, he should be grieved over. If there is a king who doesn't know politics and is unconcerned about the happiness of his subjects, one who doesn't know Niti and has not connected with his people, that king is worthy of grief. Then if there is a trader, businessman, who has earned a lot, but he is miserly in giving back to the community, that person is worthy of grief. He got so much from the society, but when it comes to giving back to society, he is unwilling to give. We chant Gurvashtakam, Shankaracharya's composition. Tatah kim, tatah kim, tatah kim, tatah kim. There one line is there, Yasho me gatam dikshu dana pratapat. Yasha means good name. If a person wants good name, one of the ways to get it is by giving. yasho me gatah dikshu dana pratapat. But this person is opposite of that. He doesn't feel the need to give. Such a person is worthy of grief. Then if there is a worker who disrespects his master, and at the same time he wants lot of recognition, that worker is worthy of grief. He is giving examples, different people. Now Goswamiji also gives lot of life advice. He says, for a happy marriage, the most important thing is trust. All other things are secondary. He says, if two minds are connected together, it is a force to reckon with. Two minds are aligned together, they have trust with each other, everything is fine in that family. In Balakanda he gives an example. If water and milk get mixed together, the water gets sold at the price of milk. Two minds well tuned, even if one mind needs to be lifted up, it can be lifted up. But he says, if one drop of lemon falls in it, neither can you drink the water nor can you benefit from the milk. What is that lemon? Distrust. So who is worthy of grief? He says, one who breaks trust. That person is worthy of grief. Here he is talking in the context of Grahastha Ashrama. Then he gives another example. If a student is there who doesn't follow any disciplines and doesn't obey his guru, that student is worthy of grief. You know, another way to understand these chaupais is, it is called as Nahi Ninda Nyaya. Goswamiji is not criticizing these people. What he is saying is, we should do the opposite of this. So the student who follows disciplines and obeys his guru is worthy of praise. Then he says, householder who is too attached and gives up karma yoga, that grahastha is worthy of grief. He doesn't spare anybody. Next is sannyasi's turn. He says a sannyasi who doesn't have vairagya. Sannyasi who doesn't have vairagya is worthy of grief. Last one, he says, a person who gets angry without a reason, that person is worthy of grief. Every chaupai is so deep. You can reflect a lot on this. If a person gets angry for a reason, once the reason is gone, his anger will subside. Or if he has identified the reason, he can work upon the reason and manage his anger. But if a person gets angry without a reason, he doesn't have anything to work with. So he says such a person is worthy of grief. Now, having said all this, our Vasishtha Maharshi tells Bharatji, please sit on this throne. The Raja Gaddi, the throne of Ayodhya, if you sit on it, there is nothing wrong that you are doing. And Vasishtha Maharshi gives different reasons why Bharatji should become the king. First reason, he says, Dashrath Maharaj lived a blessed life and there is no need to lament for him. So now just fulfill whatever he wanted you to do. He loved his words dearly Now it is your responsibility to make his words come true. Half responsibility Bhagwan Rama fulfilled. Half responsibility means what? Second boon Bhagwan Rama fulfilled. He went to the forest. Now the other half of Dasharath Maharaj's words you have to fulfill. And Dasharath Maharaj himself has given this kingdom to you. You didn't go and grab it for yourself. So there is nothing wrong if you sit on the throne. Bharatji, his face has no expressions. During COVID time, I would do online classes. And our sevaks, they told me, because we didn't have that familiarity with video on and everything, right? Zoom classes. They said we'll do webinar style. So all I would see is one camera in front of me and a dark computer screen. Nobody's face on it. So I'm an expert in speaking to camera. Even if none of you are here, I can go on for 1.5 hours. But then I realized when I started doing in-person classes, you can get immediate feedback looking at people's faces. Especially if it is some Vedanta topic. Like that, Vasishtha Maharshi is talking and Bharatji's facial expression is totally blank. Then Vasishtha Maharshi gives one last option. He says, at least rule for 14 years. I am not saying you should become the king forever. 14 years until Bhagwan comes, you take care of Ayodhya. Once he comes back, let Bhagwan Rama be the king. Still no response. No expressions from Bharatji. Sumantraji, he comes and says similar advice. Who is Sumantraji? The minister. But you see how careful they are in their speech. Sumantraji doesn't say, Bharatji, you become king for 14 years, then you give it to Lord Rama. He says, whatever Gurudev has said, whatever Vasishtha Maharshi has said, I think you should follow his words. Because remember, Bharatji is still prince in the royal family. Sumantraji is much older than him. But still he knows how to talk to Bharatji. In Ramcharitmanas we see one of the greatest austerity is that of speech. Later we will reflect on it. But Sumantraji's speech, how he talks to Bharatji, very respectfully. Having heard all this, Bharatji starts shedding tears. And Goswamiji says, Lochana saroruha sravata sichata biraha ura ankuranaye. There was a sprout which came in the heart of Bharatji. That was a sprout of separation from the Lord. And if you have a tender sprout, you have to water it. The tears of Bharatji were watering that sprout of viraha from Bhagwan Rama. So none of these things that are being told to him are appealing to him. Now Bharatji says something which is a very good advice to all of us. He is telling all Ayodhya Vasis, I have listened to what you have to say. Now please listen to what I have to say. In what lies our well-being? That is what he is advising all Ayodhya Vasis. There is a very famous set of chaupais. Let us chant. (178). So 178.1 will be the top one. Very good. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
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 Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Together. हित हमारे सियापति से बताई, सो हरि लीन मातु कुटिलाई। मैं अनुमानी दीख मन माही, आन उपाय मोर हित नाही। शोक समाजु राजु की लेखे, लखन राम सिया सिनु पद देखे। बारी बसन बिनु भूषण भारू, बादी विगति बिनु ब्रह्म विचारो। सर्व शरीर आदि बहु भोगा, बिनु हरि भगति जाय जप जोगा। जाय जीव बिनु देह सुहाई, बारी मोर सबु बिनु रघुराई। जाऊ राम कही आय सुमेरु, एक ही आस मोर हित एहु। मुनि रूप करी भल आपन चहु, सो स्नेह जड़ता बस कहु। कई कई सुव कुटिल मती, राम विमुख गत लाज। तुम चाहत सुख मोह बस, मोहि से अधम के राज। Some lines in Ramcharitmanas we have to mark and remember. This is one of those lines. Hita hamara siyapati sevakai. Hita means well-being. In what lies our well-being? In always protecting this understanding that I am a servant of the Lord. Hita hamara siyapati sevakai. Siyapati is Lord Rama, and I am the servant of Lord Rama. It doesn't matter what work we are doing. Protecting this bhavana that I am a servant of the Lord, Bharatji says, in that lies our highest well-being. Without this bhavana, even if our work is beautiful, he says there is nothing great about that work. This was the highest well-being which was available to me, but it was taken away by Kaikeyi. So hari leena matu kutilai. The wickedness of Kaikeyi took away the highest well-being which was available to me. मैं अनुमानी दीख मन माही, आन उपाय मोर हित नाही. In my understanding, there is only one solution for my problem right now. What is it? To see Bhagwan Rama and Sita ji first. Whatever other things you all are telling me, along with logic and reason, that might be true from your standpoint, not mine. From my standpoint, what is my heart calling me for? To ask Bhagwan what is in his mind. Really speaking, if Bharatji had not gone to Chitrakoot, Bhagwan Rama very likely would not have come back to Ayodhya. Think of it, Bharatji, without going to Chitrakoot, if he had directly sat on the throne of Ayodhya, Bhagwan, while leaving only, he said, there is no greater king Ayodhya can get than Bharatji. So he would not have come back. And see from Bharatji's standpoint. He says, all of you are telling me, Dashrath Maharaj has said this, Dashrath Maharaj has said that, Dashrath Maharaj wants me to be the king. But do you think it's really true? Did Dashrath Maharaj actually want me to be the king? He says, no. Who wanted me to be the king? Kaikeyi. Who wanted Kaikeyi to do this thing? Manthara. So if I sit on the throne, whose words am I making true? Not Dashrath Maharaj, not even Kaikeyi. It is Manthara's words. So Bharatji says, other than seeing the Lord right now, I don't see any other option. And he gives few examples. Soka Samaja Raju Kehi Lekhe. Without Bhagwan Rama, Lakshmanji and Sita ji, the prosperity of Ayodhya is looking like Shoka Samaja. Shoka Samaja means a kingdom of sorrow. Means minus Bhagwan, whatever you give me is tasteless. In Balvihar, you must have told this story to children. Hanumanji is given a pearl necklace by Sita ji. And Hanumanji opens it or chews it, breaks it open, throws it away. Somehow I feel Sita ji must not have given. Somebody else must have given. And somebody makes a comment, what does a monkey know the price of a pearl? And another monkey who was there, he says, how would anybody know the price of devotion? Because they ask Hanumanji, what are you doing? Why are you just breaking this pearl and throwing it away? He says, I was seeing whether this has Rama and Sita ji or not. If it is not there, then that particular thing is of no use to me. The same bhavana we should strive to cultivate in every action. If our action, even if externally beautiful, is minus of God, devoid of God, then the full beauty of that action has not expressed yet. Puja Guruji made a beautiful statement in one discourse he was giving regarding Nada Bindu. Chinmaya Nada Bindu, our music school which is there. He said, the spelling of art is A-R-T and spelling of heart is H-E-A-R-T. So when He is there in our heart, that art becomes divine. He means Bhagwan. And if He is not there in the art, then that art, even though externally beautiful, has not given us the maximum that it could have given us. This is what Bharatji is saying. Minus Bhagwan, without seeing Bhagwan, without asking what He wants. Whatever I do will not give me peace. Now he gives few examples. Badi basana binu bhushana bharu. Lot of jewelry without clothes. He says has no grace. Badi birati binu brahma vicharu. lot of Vedanta discussion without Vairagya has no grace. Saruja Sarira Badi Bahu Bhoga Binu Hari Bhagati Jai Japa Joga. Without devotion, doing lot of external practices of japa, yoga, etc., it has no grace. Similarly, Jai Rama Pahi Aya Sudehu Ekahi Aaka Morahita Ehu. Only by seeing Lord Rama, I will get what I want, not without it. All these riches and thrones of Ayodhya by itself don't mean anything to me. Now, having said this, Bharatji finally puts his point. What is his main point? That right now, first thing we have to do is go and see Bhagwan Rama. Without seeing him, I will not be able to live. I will not be able to do anything further. Now all of them are getting ready to leave for Chitrakoot. It's a very beautiful journey of Bharatji along with all Ayodhya Vasis to Chitrakoot. It's a journey of a bhakta, how devotee goes towards the Lord, how different obstacles come in his way. Not everybody might understand why he is going or what is in his heart. Just like when Bharatji came to Ayodhya, everybody doubted him. Similarly, when a person starts doing sadhana, not everybody will understand what he is up to. But in and through all this, how does Bharatji make his way? How does he go towards Bhagwan Rama? That we will see in the next session. Okay, we'll end with Nam Sankirtan. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram 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 सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Puju Guruji used to tell us, when he was teaching Ramcharitmanas in Siddhabari, during Gurudev's camp, many foreign delegates would come, people from abroad, who would not understand Awadhi or Hindi. In that time, Ramcharitmanas, Guruji would do it in Hindi for the Sandipani batch which was going on. And Gurudev's standing instruction to all the delegates was, whether you understand Hindi or not, you go and sit in the class. Because now and then you will hear the word Rama. And that one word is sufficient to give the benefit of the whole text, the whole Shravanam. So that Nam Sankirtan we do, please to chant loudly towards the end. Hari Om. Any instructions, please?
Yeah, Hari Om everyone. We'll now have